boy who became a legend.
Think of it like this. The brain is not intelligent. It's a very
Mm.
complex structure, but the brain itself is not intelligent. What
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
intelligent is your consciousness, my consciousness, using that brain. And I think that the way to think about AI is that it will never achieve intelligence, but it may act as a gateway for an intelligence. And I think that's where I would agree with the idea of an alien intelligence, in the sense that we don't know um, what forms of consciousness exist in the cosmos, and we don't know how they can come to express themselves.
I guess it's gonna work.
This is Jonathan Pedro. Welcome to the Symbolic World.
Hello, everyone. And so I am here with Dr. Ian McGilchrist. Everyone who watches my channel knows who he is, but a wonderful, interesting new development in his life is that he is now the chancellor of Ralston College. I'm really excited about that. I feel like, with Jordan being busy and also being sick, Dr. Ian McGilchrist is such a wonderful addition to the college, a perfect fit. But as you know, he's also a psychiatrist, a neuroscientist. He wrote the Matter with Things, which is his most recent massive volume that tries to look at the relationship, obviously, again, with the brain and philosophy and culture. And so uh, it's great to see you, Ian.
Yep, it's great to see you, Jonathan. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to talking.
So maybe we can start with this. What is it that made you move in this direction of? I mean, I've been a fan of Ralston now since it started. I really love
Mm.
what they're doing. I feel like it is, in some ways, it's so counter intuitive in terms of how all society is going, but I feel like that is really the direction to go, is to create in some ways
Yes.
an true intellectual elite. So what is it that attracted you to this position?
uh, First of all, that I was honoured to
All
be
right.
asked, I suppose. But yeah. but but no, I felt I'd made a very close bond with Ralston when I went to deliver the Sophia lectures there. And I was made to feel very welcome, and I felt completely at home, which is unusual because I find that most intellectual and educational institutions these days seem quite a long way from where I feel they should be.
Mm.
But I immediately felt that this was a kindred body, that were engaged in a very important project, which is really to do with nothing less than rehumanizing education and rehumanizing society.
Yeah.
Um, it may sound a little strange to say that, because uh, superficially we are still sending our young humans to these educational institutions, but more and more education at school level and even at university level is devoid of a number of things. It's devoid of the really all important context of the culture out of which we come. And, one of the most bizarre features of our society now, and it can be explained, is that we are effectively committing suicide. We are the honored recipients, the inheritors of one of the greatest movements that the world has ever seen, that of Western civilization. And in the early days of my life, I was quite a critic of Western civilization, and I've always felt very much the pull of Eastern ways of thinking. And that's not unusual in the Western tradition. There are plenty of people in that tradition, Whitehead above all, who has. But increasingly, I feel it's so important not to be robbed of all that is miraculously good in it. things that we take for granted, like the idea of the balance between an individual and society, neither dominating over the other, the idea of democracy, the idea of the coming together of knowledge across the sciences and the humanities. These things are terribly important. And I think that we're losing sight of them. And if you wanted to destroy a society or a civilization, what you would do is you would obliterate that culture's past, and you would say that it was toxic and terrible, and you would leave people in a very vulnerable and disorientated position in which they didn't know what to believe or what to doubt. And I think that's where we've gone. Now, I'm not suggesting, above all, I'm not suggesting that a critical mind is not important. I've always tended to be a little um, irritatingly sort of on the other side of whatever argument is currently going on. So, I mean, I call I call myself a believer among skeptics and a skeptic amongst believers. So, I do think it's very, very important to hold both sides of, or many sides of anything you're talking about. But that is now rare. And what Ralston is doing is offering people a grounding in their own history and culture.
These are all
in
from
the
completely
main
different games.
ideas that have emerged from it, and really to understand and live that, not just to sort of check box a few
I
ideas,
do not
but to
recall
sort of internalize
what
it
game.
and live it as a way of being in the world.
That's wonderful. Yeah, I feel exactly the same. And, you know, one of the interesting things about Ralston is that in some ways it sometimes can feel like a drop in an ocean of chaos. You know, like here's this little thing
Yes.
that is just, but that's actually how seeds function. You know, that's how the difference in quality. And you know, if you can form even just a
Beth,
few people with
we've got a
extreme
first batch
with
of
with the
minis
quality
here.
they need to kind of be transformative people, that's how the future is made. It's actually not made through
2
mass transformation.
horse
It's made through
racers.
the transformation of people.
You're so right. And I can't remember the precise wording of it, but the famous quote from Margaret Mead that never doubt that a small group of people can completely change um, the road or the path of a civilization. In fact, nothing else ever has. So,
Yes,
I mean,
right.
we really require these small groups of people who um, they don't have to become fanatical. They only have to truly believe what it is they know and know what it is they truly believe. And that's a huge contrast
Gotta
with
see.
the generality of public discourse these days, where I think there's a lot of dishonesty. I think there's a lot of pretending. I think there's a lot of pretending to believe impossible things and dismissing things that are clearly true because they don't happen to fit a political ideology. So I think we really deeply need to get back to people who are grounded in an awareness of, in a scholarly study of the civilization that we
Look at
represent,
that.
not at the
I
exclusion
think this came out of
of
my
any
bike.
other one. In fact, one of the things about Western civilization is that it has been open to the influences from the East, going back to ancient Greece and then coming through to the Renaissance. There are important strands that come here from Eastern and from Judaic and other roots that are not, Central European ones.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You see it in, you know, even I was reading the Legends of Alexander the Great, and you know he does this great trek to India to meet with the Brahmins, you know, the naked philosophers, and so this is something
Yes.
that's been around forever, like this idea of this
Yes.
connection to the East. Yeah, definitely. Mm.
And there was a great trade between and movement of ideas between India and the Eastern Mediterranean a couple of thousand years ago. And I think that it's no coincidence that Heraclitus seems almost like a Taoist. I'm sure that such ideas must have come to Greece at around this time.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And so everyone, all the young people that are watching, this is your call. You know, there's something beautiful happening in Ralston.
Mm.
Inscriptions are open. If it's something that you're thinking about, if you if it's something that if you want to go on an amazing adventure, and it's hard to describe how wonderful what it is that they go through is, because it's completely imbibed. You know, they live together, they
Keep
eat
this
together,
as is.
they travel, they go to Greece, and it's a, I mean, if I was in my 20s, I would be fighting to get to Ralston, that's for sure.
Yes, that's right. And if I had had to, design a small new university college, it would be along the very lines that Rawson has. And I just want to say, if young people are thinking about it, that I really have never been in an intellectual community that seemed to me so benign, in which people were very bright, imaginative, absolutely non-dogmatic, um, you know, open to things, interested in learning, and it's just a joyous experience being among them.
As the most important tool in modern industrial production and manufacturing, why is CNC still only found in dirty and messy factories today? Today, we want to offer a completely different answer.
Yeah. All right, and so that brings us to pivot to the thing that Ralston in some ways is resisting, to the great current that is happening to us. And so obviously everybody knows that we definitely need to talk about artificial intelligence. I've been hoping and waiting to hear a little bit about what your insight is. Things are moving very fast, and there's this constant talk about general intelligence, whatever that means. And there's a seems like a muddling of the words. It seems like they don't understand the words that they use. People are using words like intelligence, like consciousness, like all of these words, but they don't seem to have a ground. They're just using them to get maybe financing or to do. We're not sure exactly what's going on, but it's moving at an insane speed, and the capacity of these LLMs is increasing. I mean, if you've tried GPT-4 and then GPT-5, you can tell the difference. Like there is an increased capacity, but the machines still completely hallucinate, constantly hallucinate, and there's all of that going on. But it's mostly the sense of displacement that I think is the most disturbing. Is the way in which people are relinquishing to the machine. In some ways, they're abdicating to these machines almost without just doing it because it's easier, maybe, or something like that. And so I would definitely like to hear you talk about what you see that's going on. Let's say, obviously, there's the machines themselves, but as a general societal motion, because there's something driving this. Like there's a desire, there's something that is driving us towards this goal here.
Ah, yes. Well, as you know, Jonathan, there's so much to say about all of that, but let's just think of a few things, and one which is a little tangential is why this is happening is partly to do with the seduction of ease and the lack of will to engage with anything that offers resistance. I happen to believe that, and it's a side issue, but I do happen to believe very strongly that creativity requires resistance, and in the absence of resistance, creativity simply won't happen. And I think what we've got used to is a world which is seductively easy, in which we can be largely passive and feel we can do what we want. And we've had very little pushback. And I think that when there are stories of sinister or evil forces impinging on humanity, it's often in terms of them offering seductively greater ease, greater wealth, greater power, greater luxury, whatever it is. So I think, although that's not intellectually the core of it, that is an important thing to be thinking about. More important, I think, is and I know you expect me to say this, but the way in which our society has drifted into an understanding, if you can even dignify it with the word an understanding, of the world, which is purely that of the left hemisphere, without the complicating and sophisticating and reality orientating effect of the right hemisphere. So there's an easy, lazy, completely morally and intellectually bankrupt vision of the world, which is that of reductive scientific materialism. That the world is made up of things, those things are isolated from one another, but can bump into one another, and they are basically meaningless, purposeless, valueless, and aimless. I don't think that young people, frankly, are tolerating this. And it's a wonderful thing to see that more and more people, much, much younger than myself, inevitably, are pushing back against this. They are returning, I gather, to, and maybe the idea is a little exaggerated, I don't know, but that they are returning to places of worship, that they are also pushing back against the idea of the meaningless and pointlessness of their lives, and the concepts of purposelessness and valuelessness, which people imagine science has taught us that the world is without purpose and without value. But science can do no such thing. Science starts from saying, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the world from a standpoint that excludes the idea of purpose or value. And it's a very reasonable thing to do. And it's been extremely profitable in looking at mechanisms. But the one thing it can't do at the end of the day is say we didn't find any values or purpose because you ruled them out from the start. And I sometimes remember this, I think it comes from Lewis's preface to Paradise Lost, where he sort of says, it's rather like a policeman stopping all the traffic in the street and then solemnly writing in his notebook, the silence in this street is most suspicious. And we we can't ask science to talk about these things. It's not equipped to do so. But they are very, very real. And I didn't realize when I was writing The Matter with Things that I would actually have a separate chapter on values and a separate chapter on purpose towards the end of the book. And I did. And I think they're very important things to talk about. But I suppose at the heart of what your question was putting to me was the idea of what intelligence is, what consciousness might be, and are they the same as acquisition of information? I see AI as not artificial intelligence, but as artificial information processing, which it does exceptionally well. And that's largely because of piggybacking off what humanity has given. It simply sucks it all up. And of course, because of electrical circuitry, it can bring things together very fast. But what it's doing is simply parasitical on things it has heard that, or not even heard because it can't, but has acquired information that human beings have said or done. And of course, it can mimic a response that a human being might make. And in the 18th century, there were already clunky, brazen-headed machines that would sort of speak in a manner of speaking. What's really happened is that we've just taken this very, very much further, but it's still the same thing in my view.
To kind of play the devil's advocate, one of the things that I realize is that, of course, the machine, it is an extension of us, right? It has to be, because at first, when they tried to make the LLMs, the LLMs would just hallucinate and go crazy. Like when they tried to feed it just with all the information. And so they had to create training. They had to train it. They basically had to have humans telling it, and thousands, we do it without even knowing. People don't realize it. Like when you're using a CAPTCHA or when you're doing all these things online, what you're doing is you're telling the AI, this is good, this is bad, this is the right, this is the thing. And so there's a sense in which, there is a human mind. There is some aspect of a human mind that is behind what the machine is doing, because we have, through iterations, told it what is good and what is bad, what is good and what is bad. And so is there a way in which in its proper place, these machines could play a role of a kind of extension of the human intelligence, or do you think that that's because it's so powerful that it's like a parasite that you can't that will eat us, you know?
Well, I think it certainly can help us, but I'm not sure that the risk attached to further development in any way outweighs the value of it being a servant. This is a problem
I
because
want a
it's
coffee.
not just that it reflects something that
Have a
well,
coffee in
it
the smoke.
actually reflects a whole aspect of a human being, which is embodied in the left hemisphere. It's about
Bro. Open the fucking door! Fuck. Bitch. Bro. That was epic. What is that, guys? What is this? Why am I being stopped by this? This shouldn't exist as an actual thing. It's just art. And look, it's a full... Someone clip that so that I can send it to him. Be like, matter with you. Ah! You don't need no stinking legs. Lieutenant Tan, you ain't got no legs. Hi. Fucking fire! Ah! I win! Clip it! Holy fuck. Clip it. Clip it. Clip it. Look at the damage over time. That's sexy. Get the fuck out of here. There you go, baby. Now you got something to do. I was right there. Alright, but we're gonna do the casino heist. Resolve card 42. Huh. Clip it. We haven't done, there isn't enough of us who have done the proper work. So we're just going to make something that's as broken as us. To ensure, so people talk about safeties going into AI to prevent it from waking up and killing us all, to prevent it from being weaponized against us in some capacity. Rather than that being the goal, that can be a byproduct of a certain type of human being that by the nature of itself, when it creates with these built in. So you don't have to make it a goal to do it. It is a byproduct of it. It's a byproduct of being. I'm definitely interested in that. Yeah, and they start sending me free games. Let's fucking go. I just thought of a title. Jesus just told me the title of that channel, though. Canadian Cardboard.
this fits this. So we'll have a building there that you can enter either through the front or the back. And then it's going to switch to this. I'm just going to thin these walls out a little bit here. So we're going to flip it around to the side. And maybe I'll put something down here. And the floor. There we go. Cut that on a bit of an angle, you say? Looks okay like that, though. You have your music go inside. Oh, I fucked that up, man. Yeah. No, I was, because you caught me while I was kind of like dazed off thinking about how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna need a piece of the side of a box or cardboard or something just to give it structure. Because what I've done is I took this one, so this was attached, split it. Now, in my solo games, I'll have this like building. Kind of paint it, give it some whatever. And it has an entrance to the front and the back. So if, you know, in a game or whatever, if you enter the building, it goes from this to the inside of the building. And you can actually move through it. So it's like a building in phases. This is a fucked up song. It's fucked up. Are you serious, babe? I'm moving at the same pace as a fucking emoticon. I can't stop looking at it now, it's weird. But should I even waste time? Like, we have spray paint, right? I could spray paint these easy. I think I might just do that. This primer's not bad for just doing these or something. Do you know where my purple cutting board went? Can't recall where it is. Yeah, I checked. It's not there. boxes of steak. Maybe it's in our room. I didn't get back a look. Oh, these are. Oops. I think these are Shatterpoint. Fucked up though. These turned out. Yeah. Did you not hear me when I said that? Oh, this guy looks. I think this is the Predator. Yeah. It's this model. It's this guy here. Yeah, they do have a ton of detail. Luckily, we knew about washes, so that took care of most of the fucking detail. I don't go crazy with the painting, to be honest with you, because I don't really have an artsy fartsy naturally. I mean, I kind of have to force it. I'm more of a writer, storyteller. Look at this warband I got, bro. This is serious. Yeah, exactly. This is a huge warband. Like that's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. I don't have the right fucking angle, fortunately. I'll leave it there and take a picture later. There's all their cards. Yeah, it's a tabletop skirmish war game. I'll show you what the box is. This was the starter set that I picked up. The 2-player starter set comes with the Wardroom and the Old Dominions. I've got the Wardroom pretty much put together. Now I need the Old Dominion. It's quite a bit. It's quite a bit. So I've done the Blooded Braves, Slingers. And now we're the Zilliarch. I think I've put some of these guys together. There's one of them. Which one is this? No, it's not even on a base. I think it's close to finished. I just like to say that this is Chrissy's playlist, so it doesn't in any way represent the type of music. It doesn't. Some of these last ones I could listen to, but should be crazy around here today. Oh no. Careful, please. The playlist is just too cool for some. Fair enough. Sounds good, brother. Thanks for the raid. Thanks for popping in. Bless you. Like those over there are from a completely different game. They're from Kings of War. This is Conquest. Completely different game. Completely different. This explode? This is like it exploded. Did it just... Yeah. These guys will wait for now.
everything about you. Sometimes I just wish that you would call me. Pick the phone up, say you checking on me. You know all these other bitches bore me. Only call him if I'm feeling what? Only linking if it's for a reason. Winter always been the longest season. Miss my brother's dog, I barely seen him. Barely had a second just for. It's okay, I gotta make a way. He tryna eat, I gotta fill my plate. He every day I'm out here on my dolo. Either that or I'm with.
Silly Jay.
Oh, if you get a second, Tony, I wanted to show you the thing that I made. It's gonna get primed. I'm spray painting it, but it's a bit of terrain that I think is gonna be kind of cool.
That's not good for my soul. Miss you like I miss home. Prayed up and hit the road. Stayed up for 30 nights. Backpack with dirty clothes. But pass that on my phone. Laid up with so and so. Straight face with all these that's not good for my soul. Sometimes I get homesick. Hey, now that we get noticed, she take off her clothes quick. Hey, damn, I miss my old bitch. Oh, sometimes I get homesick. Hey, and I don't know what's.
Bye bye. Just priming those awesome terrain pieces you got me. I'm not gonna touch the other ones. They're already fine the way they are. Babe, I'm hearing a lot of fuck me songs in here. Bam. Get out of here. Just like R&B, like sound and stuff. Last one, not so much. So, rap. Then it stops. Bob Ross. That's what I'm talking about. Okay? Bobby. Bobby. Bobby.
Think about all the things that I don't know, say. Don't know I can break anything that you can make. And I don't know what I'm gonna do about it. And I'm reading out loud my messed up mind. I'm cleaning out and I reach you. And I'll get through and I'll make up so many.
You know what? It would only take me maybe a day. Like, we could take a day, babe. And I could probably create paint all the turn I would ever need. Like, with just what I got right now. You got the primer, right? So, let's But guys, yes, simply like that shit. Like, look at this guy. This guy's like crazy looking. Sorry, the lighting is atrocious. I suck at this. How's your night going, babe? Is it being chill or what? Someone cooked for tomorrow and left me to clean it all up. 4 loads of dishes. Jesus Christ, it's kind of ignorant. The decline of society. I'm telling you, man, people don't have bedside manners anymore. They don't have any fucking manners anymore. So windy. Hearing stuff bang? Yeah. Oh nice, we're already getting tacky. Oh, did I just paint my phone? I have like 0 awareness. Feel gross with the world up close. This guy is just fucking terrifying. I need this guy quick. I gotta be careful because some of that stuff's falling off. See, what I try to... I accept a few things about my lack of skill in painting. Okay? So, I want to capitalize on imperfections into painting. Like, have the imperfections a style of painting. Oh, what a tone! It's like the Blair Witch or something.
Yeah, let me do this. Make the music to make the movements. I spit my 2 cents, going doofus. I'm about to lose it. Want retribution and restitution, way less confusion. My execution is evolution. My soul is losing. Uncle Sam don't give a damn. He got a paper route. You got some dreams, but it's designed so you can make it out. Go to work and pay your bills, no time to think about. You're getting paid, but they never bring the change around. Laying down, my brains are goner. The swords and armor we rely on, it's just hope and karma. Always judging like you're on, only tears and trauma. Boy, you gotta chase the karma, gotta get the karma. I'm about to crash out, put a max out. It's time to spaz out, my last straw. Already passed out, I'm a cash cow. My brain's rich, but my hands out. This has planned out. Think you see the picture, don't forget the camera pans out. Let me do this, make the music to make the movements. I spit my 2 cents, going doofus. I'm about to lose it. Want retribution and restitution, way less confusion. My execution is evolution, my soul is losing. Yeah, the devil's coming. Better start running. When he shows up at the function.
Yeah, it's because of the melting of all the snow and stuff. It's releasing energy. Creates wind. At least that's what I think. So every time we have a shit ton of snow and then it starts melting and warming up, the wind goes crazy. Back is always against the plaster. You can be an alpha, even kappa, he still gon' cap you. He don't care about an alma mater. He ain't going off to college, gotta raise a daughter. He raised a proper, went to school, she wanna be a doctor. He can't afford tuition, but he wanna see her prosper. Think fast. Oh, this has got detail in the base too. Okay.
He know just the spot. He said, empty out your pockets, give me all you got. Put the money in the bag, it's not worth getting shot. Everybody on their knees, I won't ask please. He took the money from the safe, got about 100 G's, and he dipped out the back. Now his mind's at ease until he popped around the corner. All he heard was freeze that. Moral of the story is there isn't one. You flip a coin and pick a side for a victim. The only outcome, no care about his income. I just hope I live long enough to get to live some. Let me do this, make the music to make the movements. I spit my 2 cents, going doofus, I'm about to lose it. Want retribution and restitution, way less confusion. My execution is evolution, my soul is losing. Yeah, the devil's coming. You better start running. When he shows up at the function, no discussion.
Can you give me what I need? I'm looking for a tall man who can lift me up my feet, who can take me higher, show me things I've never seen. Hey, Mr. Postman, can you give me what I need? Postman, can you give me what I need? I'm looking for a tall man who can lift me up my feet, who can take me higher. Show me things I've never seen. Hey, Mr. Postman, can you give me what I need?
So I need to find a company online that I can send STLs to we can print off minis. So I just got two of the things from Malediction. Alright. That's how you get covered in paint. See if this works. It's supposed to keep it from drying out. That's that video. And we'll open that tomorrow. Yeah. And yeah, still let that dry a little bit. I'm gonna have a quick smoke and puff. Get back at it.
Oh, I just hit my own dude. That's called a me get angry turn video game off. All right. Open the fucking door. Fuck me, I need health. You don't need no stinking legs. Lieutenant Tan, you ain't got no legs. Hi. Fucking fire. Ah! I win. Flip it. Holy fuck. Clip it. Clip it. Clip it. What is that over there? Later, clip it. Clip it. That was disgusting. Do you not understand how this game works? Later. exactly the kind of luck I've been having. That was dope. Fuck! It's time to what? Fuck you. How do you ban people in this again? No, I'm definitely interested in that. Yeah, and they start sending me free games. Let's fucking go. I just thought of a title. Jesus just told me the title of that channel, though. Canadian Cardboard. Just made my nipples hard. Hey, you know what? I just beat this boss. Oh wait, no I didn't. Fuck. I spoke way too soon. Okay, that was a horrible soundbite. Do not clip that. I hope, because I'm not.
This Samsung tablet is no good, man. It fucking... I had it at 80 at the beginning of stream, and all it's done is just the screen of chat. That's all it's doing right now. And alright. So we'll do his body first. Darken the pigment. I don't think there's anything in there. Fuck. Oh, just squirt it at me. George. Each fan. How you doing, beautiful? Doing okay? Good.
Disco X on the line, just as I suspected. No one really gets over me. I'm unaffected. Why would you try to ever put me second? You're just another groupie to me. No, I'm out here single, and I need some real. Now I got standards, never fuck how you feel. I'm out here single, tell me what's the deal. Yes, it is a deck builder, and no, you wanted me to make you a coffee now? No, that's not logical. That is illogical.
Oh shit. Should be using a different brush to do this part. What is the song? Why did this song come back?
Off the liquor I feel, off the liquor I feel, off the liquor I feel, off the liquor I feel evil. I need my bitches demonic. Girl, you gotta crawl out of hell for me, or you gotta fall like a comet. I know she won't put a spell on me.
Make it so, she says.
I told her watch
This
for the
is...
jealousy. You never know what is behind you. Off the liquor I feel evil.
So I'm using that yellow. I had just enough brown in it to kind of... Cause like, we want gold, but I think we want old gold. This guy is no young pup. He's a deity, I think. He will be portrayed as a deity. Like this, right? You like what? What do you think of that?
She wanna freak stuff with somebody, son. Girl, kick your feet up and sleep on my tongue. I'ma go eat up and beat like a drum. How many drinks did I have tonight? I do not know. How did we get in that cab tonight? Back to your home. Girl, I've been waiting for half the night for you alone. We gon' need hell in the afterlife just to atone. Cause off the liquor I feel evil. I need my bitches demonic. Girl, you gotta crawl out of hell for me.
I think that'll keep the paints wet longer. See, there's slight imperfections in the applying of the primer, and I think that's creating highlights and lowlights. Is there a raised design on them hammers? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is just base coating. Get some more shit on there. Listen to me talk like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just an old guy who needs to shut the fuck up. Pardon me. Yeah, and Tony was talking about doing some group streams, chilling and painting. I'd be down for that. And what's cool is I've got these fucking minis. Burnt Umber. Yeah, let me just pull that out of my other pair of pants. There's some Burnt Umber. I don't even know what's coming in that set that I ordered, to be honest with you. I think it's just a starter set.
And apparently unstoppable. I ain't been fucked with yet. Young legend in the making, you could touch that flesh. When I hit the stage in my rocket propelled grenade, melt face, to be mopping the floor for days. Oh my goodness, I'm a giant. Oh my goodness, I'm a step all over all of mankind. All men
we have Burnt Umber.
all men bow down. I'm a motherfucking,
Okay. Dude, Petey Pablo. I like. It's a dirty track. That's how Prof's been rolling, man. Been dropping some fucking tracks with folks.
Busload of big butt bitches with big titties. That love to get freaky with Petey with no hitches. No rubber trouble, a bottle of penicillin and shots of Ciroc that I'm washing it down with. I'm the illest when it comes to this shit. Ass niggas and the ones that won't tell you got hate in they system. Remember, that's how I got caught with airport pistols.
I like him with a white beard.
Ladies and gentlemen, bow down to the untouchable, huffable, drug buzzed white Huxtable, cock highly suckable.
Drug buzzed white Huxtable.
True dog, my click running south side. Beef steak, ribeye plus the cow hide. And I never mention names or the titles of them. Bet the prey will never see the tiger coming. I'm a zip lip Jameson mobster. I only rope kings, every name on the roster. I'm hot enough to marry Steven Tyler's only daughter. Hot enough to boil hell up out of holy water. Oh my goodness,
over all of mankind. All men bow down. All men bow down. I'm a motherfucking All men bow down. All men bow down. I'm a motherfucking recognize the king. A big bad wolf don't run. Hold ground till the midnight sun. I'ma be here forever. A big bad wolf don't run. Hold ground till the midnight sun. I'ma be here forever. Man, for real, it's too late now, man. I'm out of here. I'm a staple. Hey, peep this though.
It's fucking ridiculous. It's turning out alright so far. Oh my god, I'm making myself fucking nauseous. Don't threaten me. Some bird brush.
I think it's time I move.
Shit, it goes right up to his back.
Happily, gradually, you more like the past to me. Know you by your stripping name. Actually, if I had known what you were on, I'd do it on the phone. Casually, like this ain't working out, and you got man beliefs. This time I'll be gone for good. Bad for me. Passively, I stand all that last release. Yeah, whatever you heard, it ain't like this. That ain't my word, that ain't my trick. My aim, my word, might break the silence. Whoever I call, whoever I'm with, that ain't my girl, that ain't my man. I'm focused on me, my space, my whip, my ice, my veins, my chain, my wrist.
Schmidt.
Build a house in Sims?
I think it's time I move along. Happily, gradually, you're more like the past to me. Know you by your stripper name. Actually, if I had known what you were on, I'd do it on the phone. Casually, like this ain't working out, and you got man beliefs. This time I'll be gone for good. There for me. Passively, I stand all that last release. Yeah, big. Whatever you heard, it ain't like this. That ain't my word, that ain't my trick. My aim, my word, might break the silence. Whoever I call, whoever I'm with, that ain't my girl, that ain't my big. I'm focused on me, my space, my whip, my ice, my veins, my chain, my wrist.
Fuck. Bro. That was epic. Got him.
It's better to be an asshole than being a dead soul. Believing them, hell no. I don't trust if they act wrong. I smoke, but it's always not enough or too much. Same thing about life, trying to keep in touch with my clan and my fam. My faith demands some. I'ma take y'all back to my dimension. If you never been in this land, I advise you to hold on tight till we down. Flying over them streets like a bird of prey. If we talking about them beats, I'm the murder man. Learn the dang. So now I'm less about mistakes and more about freedom. Cause I contemplate, I'm not afraid of labor, boredom breaker. Cause I'm free with that flow and my flavor. Hit you with my sound like an alien invader. Later, I'm off the
Savage swagger so overwhelming. Now get there, be bad, goddammit.
What is that over there? Later, clip it. Clip it. That was disgusting. Do you not understand how this game works?
One in the building.
Baby, let me grab your coat. I heard you wanna rock the boat. Cause you heard a young nigga got lots of dough. Grab your coat. I heard you wanna rock the boat. Cause you heard a young nigga got lots of. Grab your coat. I heard you wanna rock the boat. Cause you heard a young nigga got lots of dough. Grab your coat. I heard you wanna rock the boat. Cause you heard a young nigga got lots of dough. Well, that's false. What the fuck I look like, a baker? She just wanna date me. She thinks I got that paper. In reality, I make less than a waiter. But wait, baby, I got taste, for God's sake. I'm like Dolomite compared to your prom date. I'm great, the personification of Friday. I'm like, Will, you jaded, let's get entangled. You want relations? You can't, I'm willing and able to get it poppin'. A bubbly bottle I can't afford. But if you paying, best believe that I'ma order more. Yeah, I'm poor, if you didn't get the gist. But we hit the dance floor, she readjust those hips. She turn around and she kiss my lips. What's this? Baby, this ain't what I signed up for. I ain't no ASAP Rocky, I ain't rockin' Dior. And your taste, I just can't afford.
Girl, won't you ride with me? I ain't had to find